I spoke earlier on to Virgil Hunter. I had to get him earlier because they were going to be in the gym. And the first question I put to Virgil was quite simple. I had to ask him, how was Amir's weight?
His weight is fine. He's at a good training weight. It's all natural, contrary to what some people are doing. I thought that was of great interest of all these pictures and things going on over the internet, but that's part of the sport. So, you know, you let it entertain you and go with it, but he's not been on a bulking program. It's just his natural walking around weight that's being conditioned, that's all. But his weight is fine. He'll have to scale down to 55. Mm-hmm. He won't be scaling up, building up. He'll be scaling down.
And on the night, Virgil, do you expect Amir to get back to about 160, 162, or will you expect him to stay closer to 155? What's your gut feeling?
Well, my gut says 60, 61, maybe even 62. That would be a good weight for him. There's no sense in him trying to put food weight on him, and I'm 10 pounds above the weight just from eating. Just do it the way you normally do it, and I definitely see 5 to 6 quality pounds coming on him.
Yeah, that seems to make a lot of sense. Now, Virgil, were you reluctant when this fight was first put to you, when Amir and his father and Oscar, whoever it was, spoke to you about this fight? But just tell us the absolute story. Were you reluctant about accepting it?
Well, I was hesitant when it first was presented to me because the first thing that comes in mind is the size.
Yeah.
So I was quite hesitant. But when Amir got over here, and he was here 5 to 6 weeks before the announcement was even made, I was happy to see the condition that he was in because our conditioning coach had went over for 8 weeks with him prior to him even coming to the States. So he did have conditioning going on when he got here. So I was pleased with his weight and where it was and how he looked with the weight. And after running through a few days of drills and everything and making sure that his speed and everything was still there, you know, I was happy how he came into camp. But at this time, that fight hadn't even been brought to me.
Sure.
But after it was brought to me and I sat down and talked with him, the answers that he gave me was enough for me to say, okay, well, let's take this fight and let's win the fight. I thought that was more important than what he weighed at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I sort of don't want to get... I'm sort of annoyed sometimes that people are getting too caught up on the whole weight issue. I wanted to get it, you know, from your mouth. But at the end of the day, I kind of agree with Amir when he says it's not about the weight, it's just about the fight.
And that's true. It's very true. It's about the skill level and what he can and cannot do, his focus, and his awareness is what really allowed me to consent to the fight, his awareness of what he could and could not do. Usually when you go into a camp and start a plan, it sometimes takes the fighter 2 or 3 weeks to buy into the plan because they just don't know. But in this case, going into the camp with the fighter and trainer on the same page, it makes it easier camp. So it's been a great camp so far.
Now, Virgil, are you a fan of Canelo Alvarez?
Oh, yeah, I'm a fan of most boxers who are visible enough and also instrumental enough in keeping the sport moving. So that's important. So, yes, I'm a fan of his.
And is there a different edge to Amir? I spoke to him about 5 weeks ago when he was in London with Canelo, and I've been around Amir a lot from, you know, way before the Olympics, and there just seemed to be something almost like excitement in him. Is that fair to say? Have you sort of noticed that?
Well, he's focused, that's for sure. It's no guessing about that. He's very focused. He knows what the magnitude of this fight is for his career as well as for boxing. So he's very focused, and that's where I need him to be focused on the task ahead and not being distracted by anything that comes along. So in that perspective, we are right where we want to be.
And just finally, Virgil, and thanks so much for your time. Andre Ward, masterclass last time out. Will he get a Stevenson or Kovalev by the end of the year? Do you know, is it something that's going to happen by hopefully December or so this year?
Well, they're speaking on it. They do have dates. We do have one more fight before the Kovalev or Stevenson fight takes place. I haven't heard anything about Stevenson, but there is one more fight to take place for Kovalev as well as Andre. So hopefully that fight can happen by the end of July, and then by the end of the year they can fight each other.
Virgil, thanks so much for your time. Please say hello to Amir, to Shah, to Harry, to Andre. And I'll see you soon, big man. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you, Steve. Bye now.